Last week, I took one of my long podcast episodes and turned it into a 1-minute clip that absolutely blew up online. The episode was a deep dive into Apple's famously obsessive packaging design philosophy. After it dropped, I had a clear thought. Why not make a short out of this specific section? I grabbed the transcript, pulled out the absolute best lines, and layered in some ASMR box sounds. That single, highly focused snippet ended up getting millions of views across platforms, which was wild. But the real story here isn't the view count itself, it's the efficient workflow that made it possible. You can replicate this exact process without completely tearing your life apart trying to keep up. Here's the fundamental truth. Long-form content is an untapped goldmine of great sound bites. Almost every podcast has at least one killer hook buried in 20 or 60 minutes of talking. If you can spot that single hook and make a tight, emotional 1-minute edit, you win. That short clip suddenly plays perfectly on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. The old problem was the sheer editing grind involved in finding and crafting those clips. You either had to spend hours chained to a timeline or constantly pay a dedicated editor. But now, tools that actually understand content structure let you do this work incredibly fast. I've been using a specific tool chain that centers around one key piece of software to handle repurposing. Now, let's talk about why focusing on the hook is the single most important thing you can do. A crucial lesson I learned is that people react powerfully to familiarity paired with negativity. If you open with something like, "Apple spent millions designing boxes you immediately throw away," you've got a winner. That combo hits on something everyone knows, mixed with a little bit of comfortable controversy. This specific type of hook is what immediately stops someone from scrolling past your content. Negative hooks are amazing attention grabbers, but you absolutely don't have to stay negative the whole time. Start with that initial tension, and then quickly pivot the narrative into providing real value for the viewer. That arc of emotion is what actually keeps people engaged until the very end of the short. Your episode transcript almost always contains one of these powerful scroll-stopping nuggets. The key difference now is simply having a fast way to locate and isolate that moment. My personal process no longer involves cutting clips manually in a traditional video timeline anymore. I now work almost entirely from the episode's corresponding text transcript for all my edits. First, the entire episode is transcribed, then I skim for 5 to 10 of the strongest, most compelling lines. Next, I manually stitch those selected lines together to build a tight 1-minute script structure. But what truly changed my workflow was using a system that finds the most engaging moments automatically. This system highlights emotional spikes, repeated phrasing, and sentences that historically tend to perform well. The tool I rely on excels at picking out those specific clips that are genuinely viral-worthy right out of the gate. It can even suggest a solid hook for you and produce a ready-to-post short that feels handcrafted. So let's break down what this automation tool actually does for your repurposing efforts. First, it handles the auto-editing of potential viral clips from your long-form video or audio. It analyzes all the content to find the moments that hold the highest potential for widespread viewership. Crucially, you can tweak those generated clip options in seconds, avoiding hours of manual revision. Next, the system offers an auto-scheduling function to keep your content drip consistent over time. You simply pick how often you want to post, and it queues the content according to your set times. This eliminates the need to constantly juggle a dozen different third-party scheduling applications. There is also a centralized content calendar for managing and modifying every post in one view. You can see what's scheduled across every platform and easily move items around as needed. This consistency helps ensure your overall brand messaging stays uniform everywhere you publish. Now, to give context, let's quickly compare this to some other popular editing and creation tools. Tools like Descript are excellent for editing directly inside a transcript, which is fantastic for manual work. However, for a true hands-off repurposing pipeline, that hybrid timeline transcript approach isn't always ideal. The in-app editor within TikTok is decent for making a single spontaneous post on the fly, but trying to batch workflow or handle cross-platform scheduling inside the app itself is frankly terrible. I have tested dozens of those trendy new AI apps that promise the moon for editing. The majority either end up being overhyped or they produce edits that sound distinctly robotic and unnatural. They might technically work, but they usually lack that crucial rhythm and punch a human-curated short needs. This specific tool isn't flawless because truly nothing in this space is entirely perfect. But its real sweet spot is mastering that end-to-end content repurposing workflow from start to finish. It understands where the genuine energy lies within a long video take and crafts it for short-form success. The output feels like it was specifically written for the platform, not just randomly chopped from a podcast. Let me give you a practical example of massive success using a very lo-fi approach. During the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, I found a viral post explaining the entire bank run simply. I literally just read that explanation directly into the selfie camera on my phone, keeping it very lo-fi. I then added simple captions on top, and that straightforward approach got millions of views. At the time, I was using an old phone selfie camera, proving quality mattered far less than relevance. What people truly cared about was the clear explanation of the event, not the cinematography polish. That is the real power of smart repurposing. Massive reach doesn't require perfect production quality. It requires a very strong core idea executed cleanly in that 1-minute format. Now let's walk through the actual step-by-step process that you can immediately implement today. Step 1. Always record your longer content, like a podcast or an interview. Don't overthink the length. The longer you record, the more potential gold you are mining from that single session. Step 2 is uploading that recording to a tool that automatically transcribes and analyzes the entire file. The system should auto-detect candidate clips and then rank them based on engagement potential. Step 3 involves picking the top hooks the software suggests or scanning the transcript yourself for drama. Look for lines that start with surprise, clear tension, or a direct promise to the listener. Step 4 is building that perfect 1-minute script. Hook, 1 or 2 support lines, and then the payoff. Be ruthless about trimming everything else that does not serve that tight narrative structure. Step 5 is adding captions to every single clip, without exception, because people watch on mute. Step 6 lets you add supplemental video clips or images if they genuinely help with viewer retention. Alternatively, just using talking head footage is completely fine if the core content is strong enough. Step 7 is utilizing the scheduling feature to remove the constant headache of, when should I post today? If you absolutely do not want to do that manual transcript scanning yourself, hire a cheap freelance copywriter. You are not looking for a Pulitzer winner. You need someone who simply understands social media hooks. Give them the transcript and instruct them to create a sharp minute that hooks and delivers value quickly. They will yank 99% of the episode and leave you with just that sharp minute of content. I really cannot stress this enough. Captions are the easiest lift for incremental performance gains. Pairing good captions with extreme relevance, do people need this info right now, is the formula. The platform stops judging you based on your camera quality when those two elements are strong. I have seen terrible phone videos gain millions because they were about a topic people were actively searching for. A lawyer posting short, relevant advice, always starting with a negative hook, consistently gets massive views. The content was useful and it resonated emotionally, and that is the core recipe for virality. AI is incredible when it comes to pure speed and the ability to scale your output rapidly. However, AI is currently not very good at discerning genuine creative taste or nuance. Most automated edits unfortunately sound like a robot read a style guide and followed it literally. That is why you want a hybrid approach where the human provides the creative oversight. Let the AI handle the heavy lifting, like finding candidate clips and auto-captioning everything. Then, the human must select the option that feels the most natural and quickly polish the final tone. The best tools perfectly nail this hybrid model by proposing options for you to choose from. When it comes to reach on meta platforms, you should post manually from the native app when possible. The algorithm can sometimes penalize content uploaded through certain third-party automation methods. TikTok is a little more forgiving, but native posting is often still slightly preferred by their system. Auto-schedulers are fantastic for maintaining a steady, reliable drip feed of content onto your channels, but for your biggest, most important content drops, I still recommend posting directly when possible. Here are a few quick hacks that I have personally tested and proven to actually work every time. Always start with a tiny piece of controversy or immediate curiosity, making someone think, wait, what is happening? That critical moment of engagement needs to happen within the very first 1 or 2 seconds of the clip. Keep the total runtime incredibly tight. 1 minute remains the absolute sweet spot for attention. Captions are non-optional in today's short-form environment. They are a necessity. If you record long-form, make sure your microphone input and vocal tone stay perfectly consistent. The algorithm favors clear audio quality, even if the accompanying video footage looks a bit lo-fi. You can absolutely repurpose the same minute of video across all platforms. Just change the surrounding text. Tailor the caption and thumbnail text specifically to the unique audience you are trying to reach on each platform. Do not make the common rookie mistake of editing your clips in the original chronological order of the podcast. Short-form content must be dramatic, so move the most powerful hook to the very front, regardless of its original place. Rearranging lines out of sequence is how you make a short feel truly irresistible and cinematic. If you are growing rapidly, using freelance copywriters is a highly cost-effective stopgap solution. They are fast, they are cheap, and they can quickly extract the best material for social hooks. But for scaling beyond just a few posts a week, full automation becomes financially sensible. This automation significantly reduces your necessary labor hours and avoids the stress of hiring churn. The difference is that this system helps you publish and manage output across platforms, not just edit. That full pipeline management is the real difference between creating content and operating a social pipeline. Let's look at one more technique. You must reuse, remix, and layer your existing content assets. For that Apple packaging clip, I reused the unboxing footage as a split screen with my talking head. You can reuse the exact same B-roll clips across several different short-form videos without issue. You can even chop one single podcast episode into 5 or 10 entirely different 1-minute angles. For example, angle 1 is design, angle 2 is marketing instincts, angle 3 is customer experience. This allows you to multiply one long episode into a steady stream of 10 or more separate short posts. If you create any long-form media, you must start treating it like an actual content factory. Your episode transcript is the raw material that feeds the entire streamlined production process. The hidden hook that stops the scroll is the valuable gem you extract from all that material. Use a tool that understands both the raw material and the final distribution needs to go farther. This software isn't magic, but it genuinely makes all the boring, repetitive parts of the job disappear. It lets you concentrate your mental energy only on the actual core ideas of your content. Try turning just one episode into a full week's worth of highly engaging short-form clips. Find the hidden hooks, tighten the surrounding copy, add those mandatory captions, and then just watch. I have personally repeated this exact workflow again and again with consistent success. It is an underrated way to gain massive traction with surprisingly little extra time investment. Honestly, once you get it down, this entire repurposing process becomes genuinely kind of fun. If you want a masterclass, I can show you how I break down a 45-minute podcast into 3 distinct clips next time. That future breakdown will be entirely step-by-step, with zero unnecessary fluff included. But for right now, your homework is to find that one hidden hook in your latest episode. Take that single moment and start practicing making it absolutely sing across the short-form web.